So today we'll see the point form of the Ampere circuital law. Last we saw the integral form. Of Ampere circuital law, that is integration HDL equal to current I. Today we'll see the point form of Ampere circuital law. Here again we are defining this point form of the Ampere circuital law for the steady condition. There is no any time parameter. Now, for this, what we are considering the 3D. For the simplicity, we consider the XYZ coordinate system. X, Y, and Z. Now, in this, consider the magnetic field is there. There is certain field is there, and we want to find out the curl of that field. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to mark one point and we have to draw one closed path that is encircling this point. So here I am drawing one closed path that is encircling this point. Now we'll assign direction of this path, that is the anticlockwise. Now the dimension along the x here consider as a dx and the along the y it is dy. Okay, so this is the given condition. That means in this 2D plane certain field is there and we want to find out the curl of this field. Okay, so in this process what we are considering, first let us say here we use a different color. Okay, let us say this is the xy. Here the x plus dxy, this is x plus dx, y plus dy, and here x, y plus d. Now the field, we consider the field from this point is in this particular direction, the field from this point is in this particular direction, and the field from this is in this particular direction. So if we consider the field from this is, let's say the f of xy, from this fx, sorry, dxy, let us consider here f and from this f x y plus b. Now whatever field we are considering from this, the x component is in this direction of this first segment. Let us assign this is a segment number 1, 2, 3 and 4. And if we consider here, this is my x component that is contributing to calculate the curl of this vector, and if I consider this y component, this is again contributing to find out the curl, as they are along the line number 1 and line number 4. If I consider this, okay, so what I am assigning from this, whatever the field is contributing, that field, that is the fx, as it is along the x, I have assigned the fx component. As it is assigned along the y, here the fy xy. So in the segment number 1, the component would be fx xy, and for the segment number 4, that would be fy xy. Now for the 3, let us consider here. So from this vector, the x component of this vector, that is contributing in this curl, and here it is in which direction? Fy. So the Fy, what is that? X plus dx. Okay, now from this vector, here the x component of this vector, that is contributing in this, as it is along the line segment of 3. So what is that? That is the fx x y plus. So here we have the along the segment 1 and 3, we have the fx xy, fx xy plus dy. Along the 2 and 4, we have the y component fy fy. Okay, so let us assign the name. Okay, so name 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now what we have to do, if we want to find out the pointer form of this vector f, we'll start with the integrating. We'll start with the integration of this closed path. So by applying the integration over the closed path, we know that we are getting the current I. So in the segment number 1, let us assign the I1. Okay, let me use this. Okay, so I1, what is the I1? In the I1, my component is fx. So the fx xy, and what is the length? That is the dx. Same way for the segment 2, here fy x plus dx comma y, what is this? dy. The third number, that is f x y plus dy, that is again along the x, and 4, that is the again y fy. Okay, now once we have this, we'll follow the total integration by adding up all the segments. So once we add all the segments, we have I1, I2, okay, I1 and I2. Let us look at the direction. This is the segment number 1 along the positive x. First we are only following the direction whatever we have taken. We have taken the anti-clockwise direction. So the line number 1, line number 2, this is along the positive x, this is along the positive y. The 3 is along the negative x, and the y, this 4 is along the negative y. So the same we are reflecting here. Minus I3 minus I4. We have already considered this all the values, but what I am considering, I am taking the x component and the y components together. That means here the I3, okay, let me write first the I1 along the x, then the third component is along the x, that is along the minus, plus I2 minus I4. Now to make it simple, I am taking the minus sign outside, I3 minus I1 plus I2 minus I4. Now whatever value we got, that we are substituting in this, minus fx x y plus dy minus fx xy dx taking common plus y x plus dx minus fy x y where y is taking common. Only I have substituted these values and I have taken x components together by considering dx as a common and the y component together with the dy as a common. Now, if we further simplify this, if we consider this first part, what we are getting here? Okay, the I3 and I1. Okay, now let's consider I3 and I1. Okay, so this is my I1, this is my I3. The I1 and I3 both are filling a change in the y component. What's the distance between this? That is the dy. The x component is same, only the y is varying. So in between this, we have the rate of change of x with reference to the y. When we consider the along for the 2 and the 4, that means this and this, what we are getting here, this is my fy and this is my fy component, but these two are filling a rate of change in x part. Okay, the y is common, the x here x plus b. Okay, reverse to this in this 1 and 3 it is varying with the y, okay, as if they are separated with the dy, and in this they are separated with the dx. So now whatever the expansion will use the rate of change, so here minus is already there. Now what we have, the rate of change in the x component with the y. What is that distance? That is the dy. Okay, along with this. Plus here what we have in the second and fourth, we have the change in the y component with the x. What is that? That is the dx, already dy is there. Now we are simplifying the product of dx dy, product of the dx dy, that result into the area, differential area. So here minus ds plus now by further simplifying that, what we are getting, the total I that is nothing but the changing y with x minus x with the y with the differential surface. Now here we are considering I because simply we are considering the integral form of the Ampere circuital law, and in the integral form what we have, the total line integration of the vector field H is equal to the current passing through that field. Now further simplifying, the current over the differential surface okay. Now here when we consider this part, here what we have considered, we have considered our closed path in the particular xy plane. So what would be the direction of that current? That would be normal to the xy plane, so that would result into the current density Jz. Okay, so here this would be along the z. Now, if we are here, what we have considered? Only our field distribution in this 2D plane XY. Once we consider in the XY, we are getting the one part of the total current. Now, second, if I consider my field in the XZ, so I'll get the normal to the XZ. I can apply the same step for this plane. If I consider the YZ plane, my field distribution in the YZ plane, then I can have one field component that is normal to the YZ plane. So here what we are considering? We are considering our circulation in the 3D, but in order to find out the circulation here, first we are considering this 2D part, then this 2D, then this 2D. Then we can add up. So here, if we further just adding the resultant effect in this particular theory, only you have to follow only for the one plane that is the XY or any. Same way, if we consider the plane YZ, then I'll get the JX component, and that would be here. If I'll consider plane that is the here XY, YZ and the XZ plane. So here I'll get the Y component, and the current density component would be this. Okay. Now here this is the JX, this is the JY, this is the JZ. So what the final point form of the Ampere circuital law? The current here, current I over the area. What is that? The current density J. In this current density J, we are adding the first part, that is the Fy dx minus Fx dy. Here is Z, okay, plus Fz dy, Fy dz x, and here Fx z. So this is what my simply JZ component, this is my JX component, and this is my JY component. So here we can write JXAX plus JYAY plus JZAZ. Okay. So what we have done, we have applied the curl of the field F that result into this. In this, if you want to write what we have here, we have replaced the I. If I simply write the integral form, then the F dl over the area when the differential surfaces tends to 0. So this is nothing but my curl. So this curl, that is the current density J. So this is nothing but the point form of Ampere circuital. So in this particular, you have to derive the final stage curl of any vector. You can take here vector that is the rotating. So the curl of F is equal to J is the point form of the Ampere circuital. Thank you.